What's up, everybody? Welcome to the podcast. Now, I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about what seems like it's on everybody's mind is Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Now, I don't blame people for talking about this, and granted, I'm not an expert at this, right? This could very well be at the Game Awards, and by the way, I'm not saying I don't want it to be there. I want Suicide Squad. I want every WB games. I was just going to go through them all. I just want them all to be at the Game Awards. But here's the situation, right? Jeff Keighley did his hype trailer, okay, I believe on Sunday morning, and I will be honest, I'm actually, a lot of people have labeled me a Jeff Keighley fanboy, but be ready to be shocked here. I thought it was one of the worst hype trailers he's ever made by a long shot. It was basically too many of the exact same games, just different parts of them. It didn't get me hyped about anything, even though I am insanely, over the moon excited for the Game Awards. I thought it was one of his worst ones, but regardless of my opinion, the thing that drew a lot of people's attention was randomly Suicide Squad was there. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Very, very short little clip. Now, here's the deal, right? I want to go through a couple different things. It's important to note, from my eyes, and maybe I'm missing some, I also saw Elden Ring, and I also saw Horizon, okay? So, really, and maybe there was a couple more, but to me, 3 games from next year that are supposed to release next year, right, were in that trailer or stood out. What's important to remember, okay, and what's funny is I think this is one of the weakest hype trailers he's ever made because he actually didn't lean into anything coming out in the future. Maybe because of past years, he did do that, right? In fact, last year, Gotham Knights and Hogwarts Legacy, I think Gotham Knights, I know for a fact Hogwarts Legacy was in the hype trailer, and I'm pretty darn sure Gotham Knights was. And what happened? They weren't at the Game Awards. So it's actually kind of weird because I'm going to give him some credit, but also say how disappointed I am in him because I guess I appreciate that maybe you don't want to get people too fixated on what you show in the trailer, right? Because, again, he's done it before. Pretty much every year when he does the hype trailer, he'll throw in games that are coming out that obviously everybody's going to think he's going to show, and then he doesn't show, and people are like, what WTF? Why just show it if it wasn't there? So I get that. I guess, him not wanting to have it there. And I will say, to people's credit, right, and maybe to even my own point, so he purposely, seems like, right, doesn't show almost any game that comes out next year. He could have put God of War in there. He could have put Gotham Knights. He could have put Hogwarts. He could have put Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. I'm trying to think of more than just WB games. Right? He could have put a lot of different games in that trailer. Dying Light 2 comes out in February. Life is Strange Remastered. I mean, he could have loaded it up, but he didn't. But he did have some because he had Horizon, right? And it's why did you put Horizon, Elden Ring? Elden Ring, I think, maybe because we may see it again at the Game Awards, and also, he's the guy who brought it back, for Summer Game Fest. That was his big moment, which is fine. So maybe that's something. Horizon, though, doesn't really make a lot of sense to have had that there. And then Suicide Squad, it's you showed Suicide Squad, but not Gotham Knights, not Lego Star Wars, which is at a lot of your shows. He's done Lego Star Wars, I think, 3 times in the last 2 years. Every single time we've seen Lego Star Wars, okay, so far, has been at his shows, whether it's, Summer Game Fest or, whatever, Gamescom or the Game Awards. It's always been at his shows. So, you showed Suicide Squad. So I guess it's tough. I mean, again, I don't want to say, I'm not saying for sure. I guess I should definitely say that out loud, right? I'm not saying for sure that Suicide Squad won't be there. And again, I'm also not saying I don't want it to be there. I want it to be there. If it's there, fine. If people did that detective work, right? But I think it's important to note what he's done in the past, in that he has done, games, he's put games in those trailers for games coming out, and they don't mean anything. They're literally just to get people excited. But then, I mean, you can keep going into circles with it, right? You can say that, but then the counterpoint to that would be, well, why did he only have 3 or 4 games in this year's trailer? Does that mean something, or did they fit what he was trying to go for in terms of colors or I don't know, pace of the trailer? Again, I don't think it was a very good trailer at all, but that's just my opinion. So we'll see. I mean, I'm pretty I don't want to, I got to pick my words very carefully. I really hope Hogwarts Legacy is there. I feel pretty good about it. And I would think and I would say if Hogwarts is there, would they do 2 games? That seems harder. And then you look at like Lego Star Wars, and why would you do Suicide Squad? That's another thing. Like, of all of the games, right? And I've even asked people, what do you want to see at the Game Awards, or even like WB games, right? And like, if you had to choose one that not just you wanted, let's not be selfish, even though I guess maybe by nature I'm a little selfish, right? Let's not be selfish. Which WB game do you think makes the most sense to show at the Game Awards? Okay? If you could only have one, I would think Suicide Squad would be dead last on that list. You would say Hogwarts. You would say Gotham Knights for the release date. You would say Lego Star Wars to give people anything from that game, right? You'd even maybe say NetherRealm. You'd say Monolith, because they've been working on a game for 4+ years and we haven't seen it yet. I really think Suicide Squad is the only representative of WB games at the game. Makes 0 sense. It just does. I think it would make Hogwarts people, including myself, pretty upset, where it's like you showed Suicide Squad a DC fandom, and then again, like, you chose one game to be at the Game Awards, and you chose that one. You didn't choose Hogwarts, which has been missing in action for now, 14 months? You didn't pick that. So like, actually 15 months towards the middle of this month. So that's my opinion. I personally wouldn't read into it based off of previous years, but if you want to, I will not stop you. We will all find out who's right or wrong on Thursday. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you're subscribed, the bell icon turned on. If you want to follow me anywhere else, Twitter, second YouTube channel, Patreon, or YouTube memberships, all of that stuff, if you guys want to support us there, is in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.